As I said on my TikTok, it's raining crazy here in Itoshima. But as always, I appreciate you guys for joining Books and Art from Japan. What do I do here? I talk about books that I wrote and art that I offer from traditional Japanese craftsmen. If you want any of this stuff, you go to brandonshin.net and you can pick it up. In August, I'm going live every day just to get into the habit of going live. And I'm about to go live on TikTok. Yeah, I'm just doing 10 minutes live every day. So, TikTok, 26 books and art from Japan. Welcome. This is where I speak about books that I wrote based on the 10 years of experience that I have living in Japan, as well as some of these traditional Japanese crafts like this mask. This is the shoujo mask, and this is the komote mask, as you can see. I'm going to put this right here. This is the 26th live books and art from Japan. I jump on here for like 10, 15, 20 minutes just to get into the habit of speaking live as I talk about the books that I've written and the traditional Japanese crafts, one of which are these masks that I offer, all from my website, brandonshin.net. All right, first thing we're getting into, Yokai Shadows. This is a fantasy romance novel that I wrote. I just hit myself in the nose with this book. Very, very, not very big and not very long, but, you know, it's a fantasy romance book that a couple backers on Kickstarter basically funded and allowed me to write this thing, which allowed me to move on to the next book, which was the special edition version of Yokai Shadows, which has two different special covers, this one or this one, and they are both printed on traditional Japanese washi paper. Now, if you don't know what washi paper is, just think about all of the old kung fu movies you've seen. Jackie Chan, Jet Li, I'm more of a Jet Li fan, Bruce Lee, all of them. All of those old movies where they have the scroll, the master has the scroll or whatever, that is basically washi paper. So it's like traditional Japanese washi paper, super strong, super durable. 3 different plants that they use to print this washi paper, and typically they're used for scrolls for calligraphy. So if you've ever been to Japan or if you've seen Shogun on, I think it was on Fox or whatever, that is a perfect place to see all of those calligraphy scrolls with different ink and stuff like that. So that is the same paper that I printed my books on, Yokai Shadows. All right, so I got, let me see, there are some people here saying things that I missed. There's a guy claiming to be Jesus in Oxford, and his police detail is huge. My Minnie Mouse. We have found this. Got me laughing and farting. I'm so gassy. Hi, it was FX Hulu. Okay, so here we go. There are some. I'm outside your window. Mind if I come in? So TikTok. I didn't know it was so crazy on TikTok with the bots. But I remember. I think Jay was on the last live. But yeah, Hulu. Shogun was on Hulu. Very, very, very good show. I recommend all of you guys check out that show. I think it has a completely different Japanese back, production, you could say. But I did see a few videos of different people that worked on that set, and there were a couple of Americans as well. So I think the best things come out of both, when you get both sides, because you talk to any Japanese person and they'll tell you that, nah, Japanese dramas are super boring, overly sentimental, all of this shit. But And that's why they love American productions, because it's all about, at least movies, drama, and stuff like that, is because it's so high octane, all the tension, all of this stuff keeps you hooked on what they're talking about in the drama. Whereas Japanese stuff is slower. It's always slower, typically. Anyway, that was a long way to say that this is printed on washi paper. And I offered 2 different covers for that Kickstarter. All right, we're back. So we got thrillers. All right, we're back. So we got thrillers right here. These are techno thrillers. Also based in Japan, Fukuoka, Itoshima, Fukuoka. If you're interested in like blockchain and like all of the new tech that is allowing us to basically communicate and connect with people directly without any of the other people in the middle. And yeah, you gotta check these out. All of these are on, yeah, Fukuoka. A lot of people don't know Fukuoka, but you know, I think if you're coming to Japan, you definitely got to make time to visit Kyushu. Anyway, right here, these are techno thrillers, all based in Japan with some high octane situations. You know, I try to switch it up from the fantasy romance vibe and, you know, get a little bit more like high paced, keep the action going, whatever. So either you're into thrillers or you're into fantasy. Either one of those are available on brandonshin.net. If you're on TikTok, it's on the TikTok shop. If you're on the YouTubes, it's also available on the YouTube shop. And you know, I got some other, smaller novels that I've written way back in the day. And you can also get this in the Ultimate Thriller Bundle that's available on my website, brandonshin.net. So all of those are available alongside these Japanese traditional crafts like this no theater mask. This is the Ko Omote mask. And you know, the few times that I've been on live, a lot of the people that saw this were like, that's a demon, that's a straight up demon. And yeah, these are kind of creepy and intense, but 700-year-old art form. This is older than any of the other theater forms you might be familiar with. All of that Roman stuff, all that Broadway stuff. This is the real deal. So if you're interested in these masks and if you are a serious collector, brandonshin.net, my email is there. There's also a product page where you can get the mask directly. TikTok shop, it is also available directly right there. Washi paper fantasy romance books alongside the regular paper normal editions of Yokai Shadows. And if you want to know what the story is about, well, you're going to have to go to that page. I'm going to go drive in this thunderstorm. But appreciate you guys for joining. Again, these lives are super short. I'm just trying to get into the habit. Every day in August, 10 to 20 minutes live. If you guys have any questions or any of that stuff, I'll be posting clips both on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. If you're on Instagram, Brandon Shin Author, and follow me there. Appreciate you guys and take care. おやすみなさい。